Hello, my name is Dr. Tammy Burnett. I'm the coordinator of online teaching for the Department of English here at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be there with you today, but Beverly asked me to say a little bit about how the position works in the Department of English. So I'm going to give you a brief overview and then talk about some of the advantages and ways that having this position has benefited and served our department's interests. The position originated in the 2010-2011 academic year. And up to this point, we had offered a few online courses as a department. Occasionally it was a first-year writing course, sometimes it was a graduate course, sometimes it was a 4-8, an undergraduate-graduate combined section. And the result was that these were courses being taken on by individuals who were fairly passionate about the idea of delivering material in an online way and were fairly tech savvy. And so it sort of ended up being that each of these was happening a little bit in a vacuum. And the end result being that we didn't have any kind of departmental infrastructure that could really support the development of online teachers or a cohesive vision for what our online course offerings would do and how they would best serve our students. Prior to the position, I had taught in the English department for about 5 years as a graduate assistant. I had taught one first-year writing course online, although it was extremely rudimentary looking back. And I had co-designed and co-taught the first offering of Intro to Women's and Gender Studies online, which was not for English, but was a similar project. Since then, I've taught online pretty much every semester, developed a number of new courses, and helped train a pool of online capable TAs and lecturers for our department to draw from. We now regularly offer about half a dozen online courses each semester, and we're continuing to develop new courses all the time. When I accepted the position, my charge was fairly broad, in that I was tasked with 3 main objectives. But part of my charge was also to help define the most useful means of fulfilling those objectives. They are 1. Providing faculty development into online teaching strategies and pedagogy. 2. Generally being a resource and advocate for online teaching, both within the department and outside of it. And 3. Advising the department vice chair, which is the person who oversees all teaching and course scheduling types of decisions in our department, about future online offerings and teaching assignments. The biggest portion of my time goes toward professional development for department teaching faculty. And when I talk about teaching faculty in the Department of English, I am referring to anyone who teaches a course for us. So that's going to range from tenured full professors to graduate teaching assistants in their first year of graduate work and of teaching. One aspect then of what I do towards professional development is that I organize a series of brown bags each year around various topics. What you're seeing on screen now is a sampling of those brown bags. The topics range from panels of speakers talking about how to facilitate effective online discussion or the uses and value of digital text versus print text, to workshops on topics like how to use Prezi or different technological approaches to responding to student work, to showcases of different approaches used for building a class in Blackboard or using specific technologies for student portfolios. In thinking about how these brown bags have the most impact, I adopted the term e-teaching for the workshops because I wanted to separate the topics from being thought of in only a strictly online sense. Not everyone wants to teach online, nor is every course suited for completely online delivery. At the same time, many of the strategies and practices used in an online classroom can be effective in a face-to-face classroom also. Another aspect of faculty development was that I created a Blackboard organization for the department's e-teaching and online teaching resources. It includes links to software downloads, help databases, various training resources, and a wiki using the Blackboard wiki tool that I developed, imagining a collaborative space where various community members could share their ideas and info. I initially envisioned this as the most apropos and collaborative means of sharing information about online teaching in the department. However, the wiki tool is not one that a lot of people are overly familiar with within Blackboard's framework, and the wiki ended up basically being authored only by me. And while the community site does get some traffic, it doesn't get a ton. So that resource still exists, but it has also evolved into a resource document that is more familiar within our department, a resource book, or more informally, a source book. The source book is a PDF document that approaches online teaching in terms of both pedagogy and best practices. So it's available electronically and people can search it and use it in that format. But because it is a PDF, it is also printable if individuals are more comfortable with hard copy documents. The source book has sections introducing key concepts in planning online courses, and then it discusses different types of assignments that are common to English courses with technological options for each and some pros and cons discussions for each of those options. Within the department, we have a number of source books, so this is a really familiar resource. In addition, I've also run some specialized workshops, such as an introduction to Blackboard during our yearly new TA workshop. I also do one-on-one trainings and troubleshooting as requested. Sometimes this means I refer instructors to the help desk or Blackboard support, depending on the nature of their issues. I don't really see my role as tech support per se. I don't, for example, have the skills or the desire to be true tech support. But many questions I help troubleshoot are more along the lines of navigating new tools in Blackboard or stumbling blocks that I've already tripped over. As such, often I can help the other instructor resolve the issue quickly and efficiently. Now, obviously, general support is kind of a catch-all term, and it has included a wide range of tasks. For example, I've helped write proposals for internal grant monies to help grow our department's technical capabilities, in that case, in terms of hardware. I have helped disseminate information about non-department tech training or distance education development opportunities, like the very workshop that you're at today. I've helped plan strategies to advertise new online course offerings, and I've investigated options and worked to establish a campus partnership through which to administer evaluations for our online courses. The last component of my position is to offer advice and suggestions to the department administration about developing new online course offerings and about teaching assignments for online courses. For example, at first we concentrated on developing new online courses that fulfilled ACE requirements. Now, based on feedback received from our chief undergraduate advisor, we're looking into upper division courses our majors need as possible online summer courses when we otherwise don't offer a lot of options for our majors. Further, while all teaching instruction decisions lie with the department vice chair, I offer suggestions and feedbacks about which TAs have demonstrated an interest in online teaching through attendance at professional development opportunities, through reaching out to me in regards to e-teaching and online teaching practices, and things along those lines. Overall, that's how the coordinator of online teaching position has worked in the department thus far. The advantages to having a person dedicated to coordinating online teaching support are significant for our department. First, it allows the department to be really strategic and deliberate in terms of planning online course offerings so that we make sure that we are reflecting the intersections of faculty interest, student demand, and university desire for more online courses rather than just responding to one of these three criteria. Also, frankly, if we had just added the online coordinator duties to an existing administrative position, it would have been an overload for that person. It wouldn't have been fair to them and their other work, nor would it have been in the best interest of developing a coherent, cohesive set of online course offerings. Second, having someone dedicated to coordinating our online pedagogy and professional development means that we are able to be more deliberate and conscious about how pedagogy intersects and influences our online teaching. We have more directed and fruitful discussions about online pedagogy, and we avoid the pitfall that's so easy to fall into of online teaching becoming all about the tech and what you can do there, instead of thinking about how we can leverage the tech to meet our pedagogical goals. Third, we offer our graduate students important professional development opportunities. Nearly all of our graduates go onto the market looking to teach in some capacity, and in the last few years, the demand for online teaching and higher ed jobs in English has increased dramatically. If we don't offer our graduate students the opportunities to teach online and learn about e-teaching and online teaching practices and pedagogy, we do them a disservice by making them less competitive on the job market. Fourth, we serve our undergraduate student population better by having more online course offerings available to them. Now, as I said, not every course and not every teacher is best suited to online coursework. At the same time, not every student is best suited to that scenario. But that also means there are some students that are better suited to online courses than they are to face-to-face courses. I've heard time and again in my online courses, either through end of semester reflections or course evaluations, that there are some students in my courses who say, I'm the person who's really shy in a face-to-face discussion class. I don't talk very much. I'm intimidated by the big setting. I worry that I can't form my thoughts quickly enough to participate in the conversation, etc. But they say then that they feel actually more participatory and more comfortable speaking in the online space because they have the little bit of the buffer that an asynchronous discussion offers to really think through their thoughts before they post them. Overall, I think having a position like this has been very beneficial to the department. This is actually my last semester as the online coordinator for English. I've recently started a new position part-time as the academic coordinator of learning and scholar communities, and I'll be full-time there in January. Amber Harris-Leichner, another lecturer within the English department, will be taking over as online coordinator duties at that point. But I'm happy to answer questions or talk more with anyone about online coordination in English. You can reach me at tburnett2@unl.edu, or my extension is 7128 on campus. Thanks.